Baby Reindeer is taking over the world at the moment. Everybody's talking about it, especially after yesterday as Piers Morgan sat down with the real Martha and spoke to her about the entire series, what her take was on it, and how she felt being portrayed within the series. To which she denied everything and said that everything that was portrayed in it was an absolute lie. She never knew Richard Gadd. But then the whole thing was a huge clusterfuck because, well, she knew a lot more than what she was letting on. And basically, after the interview, Piers Morgan sat down and spoke about how he felt the interview went. So we're going to check out that first. But someone has also broken down the inconsistencies within the series, within the interview, sorry. And we're going to go over that as well because it is hilarious. So, the first thing that we're going to look at is Piers Morgan's initial reaction after the interview went on. Here's what he had to say.
Had sent those emails, it still doesn't mean the rest is true. It was one of the few moments I felt she slipped up, where if I'm a criminal lawyer, it seemed to me a very important moment where she was raising the spectre that she may have done, but it still didn't mean the rest is true, which, by the way, if that's the case, she was right to say that. Yeah. But she didn't actually admit, I sent them. For what it's worth, I think she probably did. Yeah. I think that Netflix and Richard Gadd must have actual evidence, or they wouldn't have been so precise about the number of emails, text messages,
think as well,
and so on.
Before the other guy goes on, I completely agree. I think if it wasn't for if there wasn't any accuracy within what was going on, like, Netflix have to cover their asses or else they could end up with a defamation case, which apparently she's going down the route of because she's claiming that none of it's real. But, you know, like, they have to dot their I's and cross their T's with this kind of stuff.
It's kind of absurd to imply that Richard Gadd might have sent them himself. If you were trying to build up some kind of narrative of a stalker, you would not need 41,000 emails to do that.
No,
like,
I agree.
A few dozen would have been enough. You know,
no,
so
I
clearly
agree.
It wasn't him sending them to himself.
I agree. And Critical Drinker, I want to come to you actually just on a wider point about Baby Reindeer in a sec. How credible did you find her in that interview with me?
I found about 75% of what she was saying to be true, particularly on the conviction point, because I don't think that you can lie about that. And so far, all the evidence from what we've seen is bearing out. We can't find any convictions of her spending 9 months in prison. I do think that she did probably make some inappropriate advances towards him. But this is also, I mean,
he admits leading her on.
Well, yes, but also this is
multiple
someone, can
times.
I just say, and I don't want to be lewd, this is someone who admitted to masturbating to pictures of Martha.
Yeah.
So clearly he was not someone of sound mind or the most credible person. He had his own issues, and the way he interpreted any kind of interaction with them, I also think is also due, like, will it be valid to scrutinize it as well, because this is not someone that I thought was all there, quite frankly. I think the bigger issue here is the lengths that Netflix has gone to create this fiction, because they can't actually create a story like this because they'll be liable to all the kind of social commentary of them glamorizing stalking and all of that. They decided to put the based on a true story label to protect themselves, because they don't actually want to put original content out there that they think what people would find interesting. They wanted to make this look like it's exactly Richard Gadd's story.
On that.
Now, I find that really interesting. The kind of the takes on it there. You know, especially towards the end there with how they were speaking about how the entire dynamic went within the series and what Netflix have done to kind of cover their asses. But some brilliant person over on the YouTube channel Popcorn Planet has broken down the interview and has outlined every single inconsistency that they found within the original interview. And my lord, I thought I was thorough in yesterday's video. But this is something else. Take a little look at this, because my goodness.
Well, and maybe that makes me a maniac or a stalker or something, but if you've...
Oh, no, I think your whole interview did that for you. Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signor, and I've gone through and edited every contradiction that the real-life Martha said on her Piers Morgan interview. Let's get to it. Let's start with how she met Richard Gadd.
And I thought, well, I've only met this guy 2 or 3 times. I don't know him.
So you're denying sending anything to him?
There may have been a couple of emails.
Text messages?
No.
Facebook messages?
No.
Did you tweet him?
I may have done years and years ago.
Notice how she used the word may have, because she knows well and good that she did, from an account that she's admitted she can't delete. She was clearly just hoping Piers Morgan wouldn't notice. but he did.
You actually tweeted him.
That's exactly it. Like, she was just hoping that this would get blown under the radar, but he came locked and loaded with some ammunition. And I've got to say, I know a lot of people don't like Piers Morgan, but I think this was by far one of his best interviews I've ever seen. I thought he did a brilliant job teasing out the information that he did. And also, kind of like leading her to almost trip over her own words and things that he kind of disbelieved. And it worked, because she truly did trip over those things.
Numerous times.
No, it wasn't numerous. It was about 18 tweets there. Of
Notice how she went from
numerous.
may have sent some tweets to knowing specifically how many tweets it was. That is such a red flag for crazy.
It's quite a
Amen.
lot to someone who's not that well known.
But we were all friends. I don't know him.
Exactly, this was the thing that I was saying yesterday. She keeps claiming that they didn't know each other, like, at the beginning. I didn't know him, but then throughout, we were friends, I knew him. You know, like, he like, there was, like, dirty interactions, not, like, actual physical interactions, but, you know, like phrases passed between the two.
But we were all friends. You know, it was banter.
Right, but it establishes
Yeah.
you were contacted. That's in public.
Yes, I mean, this
Did you write him letters?
Public, no.
Now, she just said no really quickly, but watch how quickly she realizes, he might be able to prove me wrong on this, so let me be honest.
Did you write him letters?
Public, no. I think when I saw the rape interview, that's actually incorrect. What I said there, when I saw that in the Guardian, I said, "What a shame! It's not your fault." Something
You
like
did
that.
write to him.
One later.
One letter. Bear that in mind.
don't know him.
So she doesn't know him. She's only met him a few times, but she decided to write a personal letter when she read an article about him detailing such a personal story of abuse.
You would say you only sent him a handful of emails. You never texted him.
No.
You tweeted him 18 times, you think. You never sent a Facebook message.
That's
And
right.
you wrote him one letter.
Yeah.
Did you ever turn up at his house?
No, I don't know. I don't know where he lived. No, absolutely no.
How did she write him a letter if she didn't have his address?
Now, this is the only point where I disagree with Popcorn Planet, because in the interview, she does outline that she didn't actually send the letter to his personal address. She sent it to the studio in which he was performing at, and that's where she sent the letter. So that would be open source information as well. So, you know, that's the only time where I've looked at this and thought, well, actually, that she did kind of mention that. Whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what she said within the interview.
I've got a photographic memory. I was top of the school.
This is
apart from
hilarious.
Science.
How many times did you meet Richard Gere?
Don't know.
What would you guess?
5, 6, maybe 5, 6 times. I've got a photographic memory. I know people with 4 or 6 emails address.
Or was it 4 or 6?
I can't remember. I've got a photographic memory.
You say you've got a photographic memory.
That photographic memory killed her. That line alone completely undid every argument that she had to say, because she couldn't, therefore, from that point onwards, she could not go on to say that she didn't know anything. Oh, I don't know, I can't remember. I've forgotten my A-level results. I've forgotten what results I got in my law degree. You don't forget that kind of stuff.
But
Yeah.
what grades did you get?
All right grades. I mean, not top of the year or anything.
No,
but all
you
right
get
grades.
given. When you do a degree, you get a.
Yeah, oh, you're asking me what marks I got for 13 subjects. I can't remember.
Well, no, you end up with it. Did you get a first-class degree?
Oh, no. Well, I said I didn't do an honours degree. I wanted to go out and practice, so it was an ordinary degree I did.
Right, but you can't remember how you did.
I did all right. I didn't do top of the year.
How did she forget her grades? Or
Did you see it at the end as well? The way that she nods as if to say, like, yeah, I fooled you, haven't I? I've got you. Like, watch her head as she finishes.
I did all right. I didn't do top of the year.
Here. See? It's like, right, I got away with that.
how did she forget her grades? Or even how law degrees work? Thankfully, the internet found her degree from the University of Aberdeen. She graduated with all right grades, not top of the year or anything.
This is amazing.
So whoever's doing all this is somebody completely different.
This is a fictional character, hyperbole, exaggeration.
If it's not you that sent all
Now, this is the part that's a right kicker, because she's gone on there to say, it's a fictional character, it's not a real depiction of me, that's not me that they're portraying within that. Then why is she so butthurt about it? Why is she coming out to say that she is the real Martha? Why is she going out there to say, look, this was portrayed about me, and I'm denying the allegations, but then there says, but that's not me that he was depicting. It doesn't make sense. So you clearly do feel like that depicted you because you're coming out to defend the things that happened. If you don't feel like that was you, you just say, well, that wasn't me that was depicted, so I don't have to defend myself. So, you know, there's a big boo-boo there.
All this, then clearly Martha cannot be you.
Yes, Martha cannot be me. Martha cannot be me.
Martha cannot be me.
Goodbye.
What is the case? She literally is admitting she's
Exactly.
not the real life Martha. And the show never mentions her by name, so they've never confirmed that this is Martha. She's done it.
Yep.
What is she doing?
Because there are a number of allegations that have been put to me by journalists that are simply not true. There's a whole play. It's not just the emails. There's a sexual assault in the canal.
You really haven't watched any of it.
I haven't watched any of it.
Lady, you have watched all of it.
It says that
Yeah, I completely agree. When I watched this, I was like, there is absolutely no way that she hasn't watched it because she knows it scene for scene. And then she always says, someone's nephew showed me, my niece showed me, your staff showed me. Nah, it's bollocks. She definitely has seen it.
you told Richard Gadd that he looked like a baby reindeer toy you once had as a child, hence the name of the show.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I appear to have written most of the show in my sleep. Haven't watched any of it.
Did you have a baby reindeer
I
toy?
had a toy reindeer.
So that's true.
And he'd shaved his head. That bit is true. And there were
Exactly.
reindeers in the show.
The comment's spot on. How would Richard know about the baby reindeer if it wasn't her? Exactly.
It was Christmas time or something. It was a joke. So I have inadvertently penned the name of the show.
Right, but that is true.
That's true. That's a true fact.
That comment from Amdarko is spot on. If that story about the baby reindeer is true, how is this not the real life Martha?
Exactly.
And how would Donnie, aka Richard Gadd, know this story if you weren't more than friends? She's revealing so much throughout this interview that is only proving how accurate this Netflix series really is.
Did you ever attack Richard Gadd's girlfriend because you were jealous?
No, I don't think he had a girlfriend. I think he's homosexual.
He has said that he led you on at times. And he clearly
I gave
was...
him the brush off. He asked me to sleep with him with a big green spot in his face one day. I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. I think he's homosexual. He asked me to sleep with him. He said, would I like my curtains fixed? And I laughed.
Now, obviously, at that part of the show, it was portrayed as he was a very confused man. And obviously, there was a lot that's gone on in his life which has led to this point. If you haven't seen the show, spoiler warning, obviously. But, he was a very confused man, and he was... The gratification that he got from Martha within the show, who was stalking him and showing him all this attention, he loved it. So, yes, he was a homosexual man, but there were points in he had a girlfriend at the start, like the start of the show, you see him, he's with a girlfriend, and then as the show kind of goes on, you see how, I think he's more like bisexual than homosexual, but anyway, he's... basically, he got off on the gratification that she showed him. That's basically what was portrayed within the show anyway.
And he said, that's a euphemism. Do you want me to come home with you? And I said, I've got a boyfriend. I gave him the brush off big time, I think.
Oh, she brushed him off big time. So much so that she tweeted him directly after, saying, my curtains need hung badly. Not to mention the fact that you tried to downplay it earlier in your own interview, playing it off like it was all a joke.
Bantering with you, Richard Gadd told you he'd like to hang your curtains. Is that true?
This, I think, was a holy arms joke about curtains and a lot of sexual innuendo.
He did say that?
Yeah. It's subtly so, but the bottom line is, I think this is behind him. No, I don't fancy him.
You didn't fancy him, but you fancied his bum? His filmed bum shots are the best. Fantastic arse.
I don't fancy little boys without jobs.
Not only did she fancy him, she fancied his work.
This guy is pulling all the skeletons out of the closet. He has done some homework and I love it.
Here she is promoting it. Please go and see Richard Gadd's show. It's well written and neurotic. Also, you talked about how much his tweets cheered you up. Why are you so bitter now?
But you do look and sound very similar to the actress in the drama.
I haven't seen the actress. We're both Scottish. We've both got dark hair. I haven't watched any of it.
You're not.
She's considerably younger than me. I think she's about 18 years younger than me.
This was another thing that I realised. She knew the ins and outs of this woman. She knew where she was from. She knew the age gap. She knew the actress herself. Like, she didn't know her personally, but, you know, she knew about her, a lot about her. Red flag central.
No, again, there is.
Hair color if she's never seen her before.
No, again, there is obviously a resemblance between.
Do you think so? That's hardly flattery.
Well, I don't mean to flatter you or not flatter you. I just.
Did you see how quick she stopped that laugh? Watch
Yeah.
again.
That's hardly flattery.
Well, I don't mean to flatter you or not flatter you. I just think there is a resemblance.
Cold.
Oh, there's definitely a resemblance. Usually a natural laugh tailors off a little bit. She cut it off so quick. That's a sign of fake laughing, which can be a trait of sociopaths.
If you'd ever received a criminal conviction for anything.
I can't prove or disprove that. That's alleged. That last comment.
It would be on police files.
Yes.
And what you're saying is you've never been even charged with an offence.
No.
Did you see that? Watch again.
You've never been even charged with an offence.
No.
Answering no while excessively blinking? Not a good sign she's telling the truth. Now, Piers is going to ask her about that tweet I brought up earlier about his bum, and I wanted to end on this clip specifically because you're going to watch her get caught in a lie.
Yeah.
The filmed bum shots are the best. Fantastic ass.
It was a joke. It was a joke.
But
We were
there's
trying
certainly
to encourage him.
nothing negative, though, about it there.
No, because I didn't think he was a complete psychopath who was going to attack me in this way.
But the show did involve you.
This show here, not that show there.
It made no reference
This was
to
a previous show.
It made no reference to you, that show.
Which show?
The one you're talking about.
Yes. So, you know, it's funny this is coming up now.
I don't know if funny is the right word because you're about to get caught in a lie. Because yes, Richard Gadd did make several one-man shows. This is from his one stage, Monkey See, Monkey Do. He also did a stage version of Baby Reindeer. And in some of these plays, yes, Martha was portrayed by a bar stool, which he's about to mention.
My view is it's all about the money. The Martha Barstool Edinburgh Festival thing wasn't making any money. He'd failed as a comedian, he'd failed as an actor, and therefore, let's make some money, sell this to Netflix. I think anyone in their right mind, you had a group of guys on there in their 20s, they don't believe it.
After this interview, I don't think anybody's ever going to believe you again.
Nah.
What do you guys think in the comments?
I mean, I'm going to stop it there. That was hard, to watch. It was so painful to watch because you can see, obviously when I watched it, I broke it down yesterday. The video was like an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes long. It was a mammoth thing. But this guy breaking it down and doing it so beautifully just kind of encapsulates the fact that this was utter nonsense. She was caught up in so many lies that she was talking in circles. Piers Morgan caught on, tried to use that against her, and successfully did so. I found that journalism to be journalism at its best. That was by far one of the best interviews I've ever seen with Piers Morgan. I've seen some pretty good ones. But what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Be sure to jump together the hell out of the like button if you have not already. Subscribe if you're new. Tick on my little bell so you get notified whenever we upload. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. I cannot wait to see the next one. I'll speak to you later.